Hello, welcome to another IELTS writing task video. So in this task we have a topic that I cannot even pronounce. It is Finland word, I guess, because source is Helsinki something. Okay, let's start. The line graph below is not important anyway. The line graph below shows the change in the share price of Outokumpu companies in euros between January 2006 and December 2010. So the part that generally paraphrased is that part. And okay, let's see how it paraphrased. The graph shows the change and a decline overall in the share price of Outokumpu in a 5-year period from January 2016 through December 2010. So use through from in a 5-year period, make it 5-year period. At the beginning, so after that, it is good idea to look at trends and understand the data given that data. So there are okay. At the beginning of this period, the share price was at 13 euro per share. There were several fluctuations until late 2006. Okay, because there's nothing there's clear, so that's why we use the word fluctuations. And you can't say so in between. So look at between 2006 and 2007, so many things changed, and you can't just generalize that process. So that's why it is used. I didn't write that. There were several fluctuations until late 2006, when there was a sudden increase from 21 euro to 31. Okay, 21 euro to 31. This higher price didn't last long, however, and it fell before rising strongly again in 2008. From mid-2000, maybe it is important to say that mid-2008, because if you cannot see that there is clarity, you can just think about that time frame to interpret the data. There was a sharp downward trend, decreasing trend, through the end of the year, when it fell to the lowest point in this period at just over 7 euro per share. After that, the share price recovered, and despite some fluctuations, continued to rise until it reached a peak of 17 euro in early 2010. Until late 2010, the trend was downward again, ending the year at just over 12 euro. Outokumpu made significant gains and losses during this period, but overall lost around 1 euro per share. Okay, so let's emphasize that some of the information which relevant with writing task 1. Okay, first one, that word possibly related with that type of fighting. Uh, Several fluctuations. Okay, several fluctuations. So if you look at the map and you see nothing clear, you can use that word. By the way, probably this chart wasn't created just as writing, so that's why this chart has this chart has some different trends, different than as writing task. Until late 2006, when there was a sudden increase from €21 to €31, sudden increase, it is totally related with that. This higher price didn't last long. Okay, so it shows that it is possible to use that expression in writing task 1. However, and it fell before rising strongly again in 2008. Okay, it fell before rising strongly. It fell before rising strongly. It is possible to use that in lots of writing. From mid-2008, there was a sharp downward trend through the end of the year, when it fell to the lowest point in this period at just over 7 per share. After that, the share price recovered, and despite some fluctuations, continued to rise until it reached peak of €17 in early 2010. Until late 2010, the trend was downward again, ending the year at just over €12, and overall lost around €1. Okay, these are the words that we can learn in that context. Through several fluctuations, sudden increase, fell before rising strongly again. Mid 2008, it is also useful. That was a sharp downward trend. Recovered just over €7 per share. Overall lost around €1 per share. Is also so. Okay, you can get a statistical data from somewhere in the internet, and you can try to write something about that with rules of as writing task 1, and hopefully this video is really useful for you, and see you in the next video.